All right, so it is August 19th. It's been almost a week since we were out here last. This is a clover plot down here. Some of the sedge is looking a little light down here. Some spots where there's actually little yellow spots all through here where it's trying to die, I guess. Like right here. So, as an older guy at work, he's an old farmer, and he told me the package says 7 to 10 days he'll start dying. He said, but give it 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm gonna take his word for it, and see how this goes. If not, I'm gonna be just gonna kind of put a wrench in my early season hunting, because this is the only food plot I have out right now. Hopefully this stuff goes ahead, go ahead and dies off. But if it doesn't, then I'm gonna completely burn it out. So I'll just spray it with glyphosate, kill it, and put in some fall mix. So I am putting a fall mix in the midnight plot, which you can kind of see through the trees there. It goes down that bottom there. So hopefully I don't have to do that. I really don't want to. I'd like to keep this plot here, at least till I can establish one up on Ridge and the Cedars. But so I am seeing some signs of killage, but only time will tell, really. So I do want to I need to take that blind down. That's from turkey season. I got a blind up in the Cedars. I want to put up in this little pocket here, which is where I killed my buck last year. I was hoping to have a box blind built, but it didn't happen this year. Life happens, had a kid and all that other jazz. So some things took priorities over building a box blind or allocating funds for a box blind. So we'll leave this be about another week or so, and we'll see how it goes. I did spray the island here between the two fields. So this is, for the most part, it had a good kill off. I just want to knock these weeds down. They were too much. I have selected a few more trees. I'm gonna come in here and girdle and spray so they're dead standing. And then this winter, at some point, I'm gonna run a fire through here and just let it come back on its own. We have a few more fires I want to run too, but that's mainly it for right now. But yeah, so the plot's not dead, but it is showing signs of at least stress. Hopefully it'll go ahead and it'll all die. We've had a bunch of water too, so I don't know if that affects anything or not, but we've had a lot of water. All right, so I'm over here in the midnight plot now. This all through here, up and around the edge of the field, was a dirty bird. You can still see kind of some of the milo and stuff still in there. It was doing really good. The sunflowers were getting pretty tall. It was pretty thick. I liked it. What ended up happening, we got a whole bunch of rain, and it flooded. So that whole half of the field is a creek right over here. Not a big creek, but all this water comes off. And so it flooded. We got a tree down over here in the middle of it. It knocked over all the sunflower and a lot of the milo. It was pretty tall, and killed it. So, which is fine. There's been browsing here from the deer and stuff for the past month or so. A couple months since it's been here. So it served its purpose. And then probably, hopefully this weekend maybe. I would love to come back here and disc it just the way it is, and then spray it, or maybe spray it and disc it and then spray it again. I don't know yet. I'm trying to avoid using as many chemicals as possible. But I did come through here last week with backpack sprayer, and I was targeting this multiflora rose. It's all along this creek edge. And thankfully, everywhere I sprayed is dead. There was a big plant there, it was dead. Another big plant down there, it's dead. So it's all over this farm, but I'm just trying to target it as I can. So I don't have any bucks on camera here yet, but there's nothing for them here. I mean, I have the clover plot, but that's about it. So I'm gonna definitely got a long list of stuff I want to do. Like, one thing for sure is the edge of this midnight plot. I'm gonna knock some of these trees back that are overhanging. This is another little island, a pond just right up over there. This little island kind of gets a little fatter that goes that way. I want to come in here and thin this out a lot and run a fire through it and get more sunlight to the floor. There's a lot of cedars in there, several oaks, but in some spots like over here, there's too many oaks. They're about this big around, and they're just every foot or so. So I'm going in and pick out 2 or 3 of them that I like and kill the rest. And there's some oaks back here, but they're being choked out by the cedar trees. So hopefully get a hold of a logging company that'll come out here and take these cedar trees. There actually is people that'll do it. So we got a bunch of them, here. Then you go top of the ridge and Cedar Ridge there. There's a crap ton. So stand is right there in that oak. Beautiful shot right through here. Your longest shot's 30 yards, and that's if deer's on the very edge over here. I do want to put another stand in this hickory over here, this forked hickory. Just for different wind direction, because the deer do just travel through here too. So I've got a stand over there. Well, it's just the sticks up right now. There's a clover plot. I'll probably take it down and put it here. And that way I got 2 stands in the same field, just for different winds. The prevailing winds really are coming hit me in the face here, and they're going that way. Or they do the exact opposite and they go that way. So if it's going behind me, that stand is no good, but that stand will be fine. All right, so this is the place I'm sure y'all remember. The killing tree. So right up in there. It's looking pretty thin this year, but she'll be all right still. Right first, stand. So this past spring, maybe last spring, something like that, Dylan and I came up here and we really thinned it. We knocked all these cedar trees down right here. A lot of regrowth coming in, but I'm not too worried about it. Goal was to burn it. Goal still is to burn this, but just haven't had a chance yet. Life's been busy. I don't want to do this burn by myself. The dried cedar tree, I think it's gonna. But yeah, it's ready to burn. I'm probably gonna wait till leaves fall off the trees, because there's a line of oak and several good oaks right here next to it, and I don't want to potentially scorch them, kill them. So I don't plan on deer hunting up here again this year, which kind of sucks, but I still might. Still possible. Put me a block or something here. But yeah, I want to burn this and then get. The fire won't consume everything. The trunks and stuff will still be there. There's another spot up here I want to show you guys that I want to turn into a bedding area. So when I burn it, whatever's left, I'll either repile and burn again, or I'll drag it down with the tractor down to this bedding area and just kind of stack it up as kind of structure. And then we'll cut the stumps as flush as we can, get any rocks out here we can, and then disc this, make this strip right here wider. Like you cut the limbs back and stuff, and then this would be a big kind of L-shaped ambush. No, I'm just kidding. Like a L-shaped food plot with the biggest part right here, and I want this to be clover. So if I get clover in here, that'd be phenomenal. I don't know if the killing tree will still be viable. I mean, kinda, but may end up switching to one of these oaks for another stand set up, just so we can cover the whole thing. It'd be a great gun stand because you can shoot all the way down. But yeah, so this at some point is gonna get burnt and cleared out. I think they're right over here. It's just a couple hundred yards over here. I'll show you the spot I want to make into a bed. Right, so this is only a couple hundred yards from the killing tree. So the edge of the property is over there, and over there it makes this 90-degree turn, and it's open cattle pasture on both sides. Deer have already been bedding in this corner. It's mainly just cedar trees. Dylan and I years ago came in here and cleared out this acre spot, 3/4 of an acre, somewhere kind of this long, kind of almost triangular shape. But as you can see, all this regrowth came in. It's real super thick. The deer don't bed in here. They cut through it and go over to that corner and bed where they can see to two sides, and the wind normally comes this way, so they can see the open fields, the wind hitting them in the back. So it's kind of like 360 security. They can see or smell every direction. They also bed down next to the midnight plot where they can see the whole bottoms, and they see me coming through in and out of my stands because I had to go through that bottom to get to the back of the farm back here. So I want to eliminate that bedding spot. And the goal is to come in here. I want to clear this whole area out of all these little trees. Probably with a bush hog for the most part, and then cut the rest down and burn it. And I want to plant some Indian grass, mix it with some switchgrass, and then get rid of these cedar trees, but leave some of the other trees. Like I'm seeing some little oaks over here. I'm sure some walnuts, some hickories in here. But I want to plant Indian grass with switchgrass spots, or Indian grass border, real thick border with switchgrass, and then leave some pockets completely alone. If that's the case, if I can get them to start bedding here, this is my thought process. This way, 300 yards, midnight plot. 150 yards right through here at this angle is the pond. 150, 200 yards that way is the killing tree and what will be a clover plot. So this spot will give them easy access to different types of food and water. And this will be an area that we will just stay out of. And then every 3 to 4 years we'll burn it. But the goal is to try to get the deer to bed here. Just gonna make this just some phenomenal bedding right where the fuller sits. I want to leave this trail open. It's an old fuller trail, but since it's been grown over, so I'm gonna clear it out. We use it as a fire break as well, but this will be an easy path for deer to follow as well. But bedding area, I want the bedding area right here so that I can kind of control where the deer bed. So, all right, so this is that road I've been working on. I was working on. As you can tell, it's been a while since I've been in here. This is the intersection of the midnight plot and the clover plot. The two fields kind of come around right here. The entrance is going to be a little bit wider. I've got a couple of trees there that you can take out. Not the walnut. I'm going to leave that walnut. But there's some trash trees over here I'm going to take out. But if you come through here, and it curves, and it follows the property line, which is this rock wall, up the ridge. And it's gonna go up the ridge, down to the bottom, and up to the killing tree. And then also it's gonna tee off and go to the pond. So this would be a trail big enough to drive the truck and tractor around. It'll also serve as a fire break. Because at some point I do want to burn this section here. You go that way, 200-300 yards is the pond. This whole section's 300, 400, 500 yards wide, and so at some point I do want to burn it. A lot of oaks and stuff in here, a lot of pretty good sized cedar trees. So if I can get a company to come in here and get rid of the cedar trees, I'll be able to really open it up. There's actually it's kind of hard to see, but there's a massive oak tree up there. Massive for here anyways. You know, we're used to oak trees the size of this little crooked one here. Whoop, right there. So I really want to, like I said, if we get a logging company in here, that'd be awesome. I don't even care if they come for free, but they can just have it. But yeah, so this is the road I'm putting in. I'll finish it up this year, or first of next year, probably after deer season. But yeah, so this will give us access around the farm a little bit better, as well as serve as a fire break. You know, it's 15-foot wide some spots, 20-foot wide in others. It's pretty good. It'd be a great fire break, especially when we're burning down the hill nice and slow. So no worries there. There is a pretty substantial fuel load right on the edge of where I want to burn, but I think it's wide enough here. It'll be all right. Like I said, we're going to do a backing fire coming down the hill, so it'll get to it, but it'll get to it slowly. And of course, the more we and the trails here, when it's complete, we'll be riding this on a four-wheeler and truck and tractor all the time. So it'll keep it pretty well knocked down, but it does get out of control. We can just run a bush hog and go up through here. So yeah, that's the goal. Dad wants the road to tee off and go that way up to the where the second barn used to be, but I really don't want to cross the creek and knock through a rock wall. I really don't want to. I kind of like to leave the rock wall alone if I could, but we'll see. So I'm gonna head on home, and Dad had these bugs are eating me alive. But yeah, just wanted to show y'all what's been going on. Haven't forgot about y'all. Haven't been posting a whole lot, but life has been busy. So I'm sure some of y'all know having a newborn is a busy time. Can be stressful, but I'm not as stressed as I was with the first one. Just because I know what to expect now. So yep. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna eat alive, but y'all have a good one, and I hope you are either getting ready for deer season or ready. And we'll see how the plots go. And we'll be getting them in here. We got our disc fixed, so we'll be getting some work in here in the next week or so, definitely. So y'all stay tuned. Well, so we had our dish at the shop. Dad was bringing it home, and we had it strapped down, but it shifted a little bit. I got stuck between these boards. We weren't sure how we were going to get it off. I came up with a plan. Hook it to the hoist, drive up underneath of it. It worked. So now I just got to lower it down without killing myself somehow. Oh well.